Meanwhile, in France, has Macron's march come to a halt? The party he founded, La République En Marche, roughly translates to the Republic moving forward. It swept the French elections in May 2017. A year and a half later, the picture doesn't look rosy at all for Macron. Left-wing MPs have tabled a no-confidence motion against the president, which will be taken up in Parliament tomorrow. He might have the strength now, but does he have the confidence of the French people?
Europe's most dynamic political leader, the new leader of the free world, the face of globalization in a protectionist world. French President Emmanuel Macron was hailed as the ideal leader when his party rose to power last year in May. But that was last year. Macron is now staring at a no-confidence motion. The chances of him losing the no-confidence vote are negligible. But his image as a strong leader has taken a beating. Weeks of Yellow Vest protests have hit him hard. Macron has offered apologies, tax concessions and promised wage hikes to quell the public resentment.
Ce sont 40 années de malaise qui ressurgissent. Malaise des travailleurs qui ne s'y retrouvent plus, malaise des territoires, villages comme quartiers, où on voit les services publics se réduire et le cadre de vie disparaître. Malaise démocratique, où se développe le sentiment de ne pas être entendu. Malaise face au changement de notre société, à une laïcité bousculée et devant des modes de vie qui créent des barrières, de la distance.
But the French president's promises haven't impressed many. Yellow Vest protesters are all set to continue with Act 5 of their protests in the next 3 days.
Savoir un peu peur et chaud aux fesses.
He has lost all credibility and people don't trust him. He must leave, get out.
Il faut qu'il parte.
Très beau discours.
Very nice speech, but I don't trust him at all and we need proof.
De toute façon, nous restons là.
Students too have joined protesters to make their voices heard. Hundreds of French students marched on the streets of Paris. Their grievance? Macron did not announce any measure for their welfare.
He didn't speak about the youth and we feel as if we are being despised today. That's what the problem is. And we are going to fight it out so that we can make ourselves heard by the government.
And it's not just the protesters. Ordinary citizens too think Macron's promises are aimed at damage control.
Maybe he wants to keep the people a bit quiet before Christmas. And that will be a soft end of the year and then we will see next year. But I don't think that will change really the way the people live in France.
Macron hasn't just failed to restore calm among the Yellow Vest protesters and students. A deadly shooting in Strasbourg has given further ammunition to his critics, who are now raising doubts on his ability as an administrator. Some citizens say that they are not frightened of terror attacks anymore because such attacks have become too common.
We are aware of the seriousness of the situation. Frightening? Not anymore, because it is true that we have had terrorist attacks since 2015.
Unfortunately, you have to be on the lookout for everything and everyone. Look where we are going and check who's behind us and who's in front of us all the time.
These protests are hurting the economy of France. Macron's promises have been ineffectual. His approval ratings have nosedived to 23%. Macron's remarkable rise now looks like a thing of the past. Bureau Report, World is One.